I'm simply going to propose that the first priority is your health and well-being. That's number one. Because unless you are well and unless you took care of yourself, you really are not in a position to take care of anybody else. But I would include in this category one the idea that whatever you can do to take care of the health and well-being of your family, your team, people that are looking up to you, people that you depend on, all of that is part of category one, priority one. In this priority one, obviously you have preventative measures, preventative strategy, which is about what must you do to protect yourself and others, to protect yourself from the virus, to protect yourself from the economic and the market impact, to protect yourself from the panic as well, because what we're actually saying is that the panic is a virus unto itself, separate to the coronavirus. And so in those situations, all still part of priority one is if you found yourself in a circumstance where preventative measures did not work sufficiently, you're now dealing with, okay, so what are the contingencies that I now need to deal with to remedy the side effects created either by being impacted directly by the virus, by disruption on business operation, and by the impact of panic on people's well-being and psychology. Because what I'm proposing is that third process we name the panic can be as detrimental as any other. Your priority two is when you run a business, when you run an operation, when you run a team, and you need to think in terms of business continuity. So this is about what must you do to deliver on your mission critical commitments. What must you do to deliver on your mission critical commitments? How will you deliver on these commitments without compromising your priority number one, which is your health and well-being? And the health and well-being of your teams, people that you depend on, and so on. So that's the order of thought, and they're situationally based on geography, the kind of operation. There is a whole range of geographical, logistical, operational, and policy factors to consider when you devise your strategies to address this priority two. The point I'm reaching for is that most people stop with point one, with priority one and priority two, and forget to remember that there can actually be also priority three. And priority three has the obvious dimension and has the less obvious dimension. I'll talk more about the obvious dimension in the case when you're a CEO, a leader of an operation, managing a large team of people, or whatever the circumstance you find yourself in. Because priority three is where you pivot from defense to offense. And I can tell you that I've been, over the last week, in conversations with several senior executives that I've been working with over the last year and so on, where we worked on developing their Horizon 3 vision and strategy for their team and their business and their organization. And where we actually inquired into what I, in this context, propose is priority number three, which is inquiring how can this situation be an opportunity? How can this situation be an opportunity to accelerate your desired future? The premise being that every crisis will always create range of opportunities, strategic opportunities, development opportunities, acceleration opportunities. So it's not easy in every circumstance to think about this, but some situations will even be able to develop new solutions, new ways to accelerate adoption of their services. And there are always opportunities, and we have to lean into that mental model and into that attitude of what are the opportunities in this crisis. Just pivoting into this mental space is a way of already shifting from being a victim of the situation to managing the situation and potentially harnessing the situation for your advantage. So that is how I have shaped a number of conversations this week. I asked senior leaders, how can you use this situation to accelerate the desired future you have in mind for your team, for your organization?